The National Forwarder is one of the leading freight forwarders in Singapore. Many reputable ship owners, managers, agencies, repairers and parts suppliers count on them to deliver their critical ship spares globally every day. They currently hold the national records for the heaviest and longest air cargo to be dispatched from Singapore on a commercial carrier.
My name is Amurdalingam Tureraju. I run a freight forwarding company known as the National Forwarder. I actually come from a very thuggish environment. I was brought up in the port, PSA. That was in Tanjung Pagar. My father was a coolie who slowly raised to the level of to a foreman. Those days they call it a foreman. In fact, he even picked up his English, by meeting up with the captains of the ship and all that. Very humble background, I should say. That's the term that we use these days. 5 kids, 2 rooms, and barely had all these luxuries, So I think even to get a new pair of pants and shirt, that's a luxury. Went on. And in spite of being in that thuggish environment, I think I was one of those brighter boys. And I ended up in RI. After which I finished my A-levels. And I should say that I was more involved in sports than the academics. I was one of those players who was so actively involved in rugby. Even till these days, I'm involved in Raffles Rugby. Came out, and I think it taught me a lot of values to be able to take the knocks, get into the scrums, the rucks, and when you fall down, you are ready to get up and go again. I think so. Those are the values that were taught, and it just came into me quite naturally. So when all my peers were going on to the uni, I think I took the other route and I went straight to work. And on the hindsight, I think I made the right decision at that time, because in the 80s, during the 87, I think there was a crisis when the boys were graduating. My peers, they could not find the jobs easily. They had to settle for something much lesser, So I chose the working career. I went on to work. So I got into forwarding because I thought that was the stepping stone towards trading. Just wanted to learn a few things. Later I realized that there's so much more to learn, and I should say within 2 to 3 years I thought that why don't I strike out on my own and do it the way I want to. I think what drove me was my eagerness to serve my customers differently. Sometime in 18, I think after about 3-4 years I struck out on my own. Like I said, I was with my partners. It lasted for about 10 years. Then we parted ways. Then I started all on my own, barely with a shirt on my back. I think that's where the real challenge started. Because few brains are always better than one, right? I had to stand up on my very own. So if you want to strike out on your own, actually I would actually encourage you all to come out as a team first, then it can help. And if the team can continue to work together, why not? You can go and do anything on your own, I've seen successful managers coming out, trying to do it, and then they fail. I think you need this stroke of luck, and I would interpret that as a divine intervention. You need that, But having said that, I think fortune favors the brave. You have to try, right? It wasn't easy, but I think because the banks were not coming forth and criteria were more stringent, When we had some facilities from a particular bank, and when we did put up for an increase in a line and all that, they remarked that the director of the company is a man of simple means. In short, the interpretation was, I'm not a graduate. And I think that hurt me to a certain extent. So I always tell myself, maybe I should have gone on and studied a bit harder, gone to the uni, come out. But I don't think it makes much of a difference now. Friends came forward. Some relatives came forward, But I think they also had the confidence in me before they could even stretch out $1 to me, right? I think I've not failed them. I've returned everything. Money, I think, it's a tool more than anything else. So when they lend it to me, I use it. When they need it, I have to return it back to them. Right? So I think if you're in the service industry, then your asset is your people. The rest is building the confidence in the customers. Then by word of mouth, it just goes. And of course, you cannot be sitting back and saying that, oh, people are getting to know me. You have got to go out there and make sure that people are also getting to know you as well, right? So you need to combine that with the marketing, right? Correct. Getting into the right sector to market it. I'm quite all right because I've got a niche market for myself, So you also got to know where your strength lies and carve a niche for yourself, then you go on there. The rest is, I think, if you are serving the customers well, then the customers will go on and make the referrals. And I'm not being arrogant here, but these days we don't go out there and sell because it's all referrals. And we serve our existing customers very well. I learned all through my mistakes. Thankfully, they were not very costly. It's always through mistakes. Even till this day, if any of my colleagues do the mistakes, I'll go up to them and tell them. I'll always ask myself, have I done that mistake before? I'll go up to them and I'll tell them, look, I have done this mistake. Well, let's not repeat the same mistake. I think I've learned through mistakes more than anything else. I've been paying myself from the age of 27. I think if you ask me, what am I so happy about? Because I've been paying myself from the age of 27. That in some cases is interpreted as a successful entrepreneur. Right? And today we have close to about 60 people who is on the payroll. And most of the time I address them as my colleagues more than anything else. It's very difficult to get people to work for you. They have to work with you. 60 people. And I think that drives me a lot to be able to generate that many jobs, and it's not that 60 people, I think it's that 60 families. And there are extended families there as well. So that is what drives me. I think you need to remain in the race. Remain in the race. Don't keep on switching your careers and all that. Before you actually come out to try it on your own, be very sure of your work, your abilities. It's very easy to say that, okay, I want to strike out on my own and try. There will be lots of challenges. You have to put on a different cap altogether as against working when you're running it on your own. And actually, in fact, I want to always say this to the people who are surrounding all these budding entrepreneurs, more for the people who are surrounding the budding entrepreneurs. Give these young fellas a chance, again and again, even if they fail. Then only we'll see more and more entrepreneurs coming up. I think because even from those very early days, people don't perceive an entrepreneur as an upright gentleman. They will always say, oh, this bugger is up to some tricks. Right? So give them a chance and they'll move on. When I die, I want 1,000 people to cry for me. Not because I'm famous, because I've somehow touched a certain part of their life. I want to go out there. That is why I go out there and do things beyond my capacity. I'll try and reach out to many people, in some ways. Just giving back to the society.